Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noise, and welcome back to Age of Engineering. In the last episode, we were working on the Quantum Quarry. So we made this thing, and we didn't get to wind up using it because that took forever to make. We needed so much iridium, it was ridiculous. But it's made now, so we can start using it, and that's gonna probably be the first thing we set up today. So the plan for today is kind of exciting. We are going to try our hardest to get to the moon. So while we were waiting around for things, we ended up making the last of the machines that we need from Advanced Rocketry. So we have literally everything. We need to set up the this guy, the rolling machine, lathe. Rolling machine. It's a rolling machine. We don't need the lathe. That is another machine you can make. There's no reason for us to make it though, because we have access to everything else. So I'm going to be making a bunch of... I've got some chrome and I've got some titanium that we need to cook up. Nothing too major there. We just need to actually cook this stuff up. And not too bad. So we're going to get a bunch of titanium. This is going to drain all the power, and then it's going to slow down considerably. But that's okay. We have plenty of power for now, and then it's going to gain all the power back. So we're going to need some titanium today. We're going to need some chrome. We need to finish making the rest of the things we need to get to the moon, including a rocket. But before we do that, let's go ahead and finish up our quantum quarry. So our quantum quarry is actually really cool. So this thing mines from another dimension. You can actually travel the dimension. I don't recommend it. It's just chunks of different biomes. You can add a biomarker to basically only mine from a single biome. You can destroy everything that does not match a filter. We're not going to do it that way. We're going to do something else to deal with excess items. And then you can also put enchanted books on there. So if you want fortune, you can do that. But what we're going to do is silk touch. So we need to make silk touch. Let's store all of our levels. And I think we need like 15 with our handy dandy enchanter. It's 13. And we're going to get a silk touch book. So this guy can now go back away into our enchanted stuff. Because we don't really need it. Whoops, wrong one. We don't really need it right now. So that is that. The other thing we're going to want is a trash can, but we'll worry about that in a little bit. There's a couple of things that we're probably going to want, but I'm kind of worried to see how much power this is going to actually take. So we're going to put this Silk Touch book in there. We're going to take a small storage crate, and this is a temporary setup, like a lot of things in this series. It's just going to be... can we actually just put this on the side? I don't know if it auto inputs. But this is just going to be kind of a temporary setup until we can get a good place for this. Okay, we can just set it to the side. And as you can see, we're getting a lot of things very quickly. But it's using 4,000 RF per tick. So we're not going to want to use it all that often. But you can kind of see what we're getting. We will filter things and trash things that we don't want, but we'll worry about that later. This guy only generates... How much do you generate? It's 2K? Almost 3K. So we could turn this on, and we're losing about 1,000, almost 2,000 RF per tick. But as you can see, we get a lot of stuff from it, and that's kind of the important thing. So we'll want to like void out the stone and probably some other stuff, all the different stone types maybe, or we just don't use this that often. But you can kind of get the idea of what this is doing, and we're gonna turn the reactor off for now. So I also set up the reactor and finished building the wall, which looks really nice. I like the way this, like, okay, for as much as I hate how tedious and how much how grindy everything is, because we need to, rather than having everything in one centralized location, we're spreading everything out based on mod. which is kind of cool, but at the same time means that we have to run cables really far and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty tedious, but it just looks great. This place is going to look amazing by the time we're done, because we're going to have a lot of time just kind of... I'm going to have a lot of time setting things up and waiting for things to run, so I might as well do something while I'm on here, and I'll probably end up building stuff. So it's gradual, but it'll get there. So quarry is set up more or less how I want it. We'll worry about the trash can with filters later, but for now, let's go ahead and get the advanced rocketry stuff. The reason I'm saying that is because I can't actually type anything else into the search bar because I have too much stuff. So, in order to go to the moon, we're going to need a couple of things. One, we're going to need a spacesuit. Spacesuit's pretty important, but also pretty easy. So we're going to need some iron plates and iron rods. And can we get, like, I don't know, 10 iron rods? Why not? We have plenty of iron plates, so that's not an issue. We are going to need... Let's also get this going while we're waiting. We're going to need, I believe, 3 machine structures. So that's why we have that, the chrome. And we're going to need some titanium stuff, which we will do manually. The aluminum blocks can go in there for now. So the space helmet requires wool, iron, and iron rods and iron plates. We seriously not have any wool? Huh. We don't even have that much string. This could be bad. Let's see if we have any wool in, like... Oh, we have plenty of string. Alright, let's make some more wool. We're going to need a good bit of wool for a lot of this stuff, so might as well get it. And anyways, there is the space helmet. So we're also going to need some space boots, iron plates, iron rod, and wool. Easy enough. Space suit, which we'll get to soon enough. We need a steel fan. So we're going to need... Let's get like 4 steel rods and 10 steel plates. So yeah, we're gonna need the spacesuit leggings. Might as well get those, and the suit, which requires a liquid fuel tank. Now we're gonna want a good bit of these, but let's just get 1 for now. And the steel fan. Let's get like 20 of those. We have a good bit of steel, and like I've said before, once we get into mechanism, steel is going to be much easier to make. So now we should be able to make the spacesuit chest piece, and there is our spacesuit. So as it is, it's not too bad, but it could be better. There's some issues that we have to resolve. One is oxygen. So there is a bunch of different like modules we can do. In order to make any of that stuff, we need a suit workstation, which is pretty easy to make. So let's get that. Alright, so we have that. We're also going to need a charge pad. Gas charge pad. Ooh, that requires another machine structure. We have some rubies. We need 4 more chrome for this, so we might have to do a little bit of work. So rubies go in here. Split those up so they go a little bit faster. And yeah, so I don't think we need the item conduits right now. Alright, so we need, let's see, gas charge. Let's see, what else do we need? We're going to need a seat for our rocket, so let's go ahead and get that. We need more wool. Let's see, seat, wool. And there's the seat for the rocket. The rocket can be made out of basically anything, but it does require a couple things that's kind of important, which we'll get to. That's why we need the other machine structures. Yeah, machine structures, that's what they're called. Alright, so where do we want to put this stuff? Honestly, kind of in the center would be not a bad idea. So this is the suit workstation. We can put different pieces of our suit in here and add various modules. Now, what kind of modules do we have? I don't even know what they're called. We might have to just do a advanced rocketry. So we can add things like jetpack, basic lens, which I'm not sure what that does, microwave transmitter, anti-fog visors, atmosphere analyzers. That'll be useful later. Potentially. Let's see, what other things can we get? Is the microwave transmitter something? No. So there's a bunch of things. Ore scanner, optical sensor. That's used for other things. The jetpack is something that we could make. We can make a jetpack, and then that is something we can use. We can get hover upgrades, flight speed control upgrades, bionic legs, padded landing boots. That might actually be useful. Atmosphere analyzer might be good as well. We might want to do that. And then we're also going to need some tanks to put oxygen in. So, yeah, a lot of things to do. Anyways, for our rocket, we can make the rocket out of anything. And it can be as big or as small as we want. We're going to make it fairly small. Because the more stuff we have, the more like fuel and power we need from engines to actually send it to space. So let's go ahead. We're gonna want some high pressure tanks. We're gonna want like 2 of these. That's gonna require some aluminum, and that's why we needed the rolling machine. So what do we need? 2 aluminum sheets, which aluminum plates, which we can roll. So we're gonna want like 2 more aluminum. That'll be 2 tanks. I think that'll be good. Ruby dust. With 20, that's almost there. We just need like 9 more. Let's go ahead and start working on getting this. We'll keep the ruby dust on us as we go. By the way, this hopper makes life so much easier. Alright, so let's... what do we want to make next? So we're going to need the rocket assembly machine. So this guy requires titanium. We're going to need 2 titanium rods and 2 titanium gears. So the rods are easy. It's just 1 titanium. And then we're going to need 8 titanium for the gears. So let's just go ahead and get this going. 1 for the rod. And that'll make two rods and 2 gears. So that should be everything we need there. What else do we need for the rocket assembly machine? We're going to need a user interface, of course. Can we not use the blue stained glass? That's a bummer. Let's just get some more glass panes. Alright, there's the user interface. We're going to need concrete, which we have, and then 2 control circuits, which is copper plates, basic circuit, silicon, and redstone. So redstone times 2, copper times 2, and silicon times 2. So you know what? Let's grab some conduits. So we're gonna need some pressurized fluid conduits and energy conduits. We'll probably want more of these. And we're gonna come over here. We have a Yeta wrench on us. That's important. And let's hook up the rolling machine because we can do everything over here just fine. So we need to get underground. And hopefully we have enough energy conduits. If not, we'll have to make more. Advanced rocketry. So Alright, so that is a fluid input. We need to put fluids on that. That does not go there. And we need water. So we're going to have to do something like that. And I'll probably end up rearranging things down here at some point. Let's see, that is an insert. Extract, always active. Cool. So this guy has water now. And then where is the power? So we should have plenty of conduits for this. It's just I gotta figure out where the power goes. Literally next to it. Okay. That is easy enough. So we'll also grab some dirt so we can fix all of the holes that we made. So yeah, the rocket to get to the moon, in order to make it, we need to have the actual machine to build the rocket, which is the, it's just power input, which is the rocket assembly machine. We're going to need a guidance computer so the rocket knows where it's going, and we're going to need a seat so we can set on it. Alright, so this is currently on. Input hatch, we're going to want all this stuff to go through. And it's kind of cool. I like the animations and stuff. So this will make us some plates. We need 2 basic circuits. And then the aluminum will go back through, and we'll go from there. So while that is processing, we're going to have, let's see, we're going to have an aluminum block like so. And like so. We're going to have the seat right here so that we can sit down. The sky gets dark when you sit on it because you're in like half a block. Just a thing that happens. And then we're going to have like 2 engines on the sides. We might move this up a little bit. We'll see. But you get the idea. So there's the silicone plates. Let's take out the aluminum for now. This thing is very slow, unfortunately. I believe in other versions of advanced rocketry you can speed it up by using different like motors and stuff, but this only has 1 motor, so it's slow. And once the other copper goes through, we'll throw the aluminum in there. So once that disappears, any day now, cool. So once we have the copper, we can come over here and make the things we need. Makes the industrial craft. I wondered. Some things are dictionaried with others, so like it makes it as it like wants almost. So this will give us the control circuits, and that will be the rocket assembly. Let's get rid of the suit workstation. Now something I wanted to investigate. I doubt that it will, but it's something that could be really cool if it is available to us. So those biomarkers I was talking about with the quantum quarry, we can make these pretty easily. They do require biome assemblers. Those are kind of expensive. But is there anything cool? Space? There is. So we can make a biome marker for the moon, and then we could mine the moon up. Biomes that are the moon. We could theoretically do that with any of the planets. We'd only have to ever go to 1 planet, and I don't know how well that would work. That might be something we'll consider. but it's not something that we necessarily want to do. Anyways, that is something I wondered if those biomes would exist. We might be able to do something with that. So, rocket assembly machine, cool. So the last thing we need for machine things that are going to be kind of important is the guidance computer. Now this requires a titanium plate, so we'll go make one of those. It requires some redstone, and it requires these tracking circuits, which requires basic circuit plates, eye vendors, and redstone. So we need 4 of these. And there's one other thing I need to remember not to forget. Ender and blaze powder. So we need 4 of these. I know that's not as efficient as processing machine, but whatever. I don't care. So we're gonna do this. We need a plate, and we'll make the things we need. While we're over here, we'll go ahead and make a couple of high pressure tanks. So 2 of these in the rolling machine makes a high pressure tank. We need, these are basic silicon wafers. Alright, we need to make these into basic circuit plates, which is redstone and gold. So we need 4 of each of those. 4 more, I guess. Lots of things to do. Gold, 2, 3, 4, and redstone. Now here is the thing. When we go to the moon, for now it's going to be awful coming back. We could set up a system to make it a little bit easier, but it's going to be awful because we have to use the rocket to get back. Now there are better ways. We could use, there's things I don't know that we can make. The dislocation dislocator, that requires a teleportation core, which we cannot make. Ooh, pulsating meshes, yuck. And don't we need that for like a lot of things? Dislocated receptacle for the digital miner, ugh. Alright, so that's not an option. And to make the advanced dislocator, we gotta be in draconic evolution. So teleporting around is kind of important with space. Otherwise, you have to use the rocket every time. Which means you need to carry a lot of fuel around on you. Now that's not a bad thing per se, but you do need to be careful. Space is dangerous. God, this thing is so slow. So we'll wait for that. Alright, so do we have the tanks? We do. High pressure tanks. So what we can do is we can put these guys onto the spacesuit. And we can take them off anytime we want. But that will give us oxygen. So that's kind of important. We just need to charge it. So there's a couple of things we need to do. We still need to make the charge pad, which is going to require some steel. It's going to require the machine structure. That's the big thing that we need. So do we have any more rubies? We do. Alright, so this should be enough to get the rest of what we need, and it is, because I believe we only need 1 more set. Alright, so we don't need that anymore. We don't need the dirt. We have aluminum. Don't need the enhanced energy, I don't believe. The rocket assembly machine actually might require power, but we'll take a look at that soon enough. Oh, come on. This is so slow. There we go. Nope, not that. There we go. Alright, so that will give us the guidance computer. We can get rid of the pressure tanks. Now the only other things we're going to need a tracking. No, not a tracking circuit. It's a chip. Planet ID chip. Yeah, one of these, which is going to require just a bunch of basic circuits. And we're going to need more of these, so let's take like 8 of those. And we'll go ahead and make this into what we need it to be, which is with the gold and the redstone to make the basic circuit plates, and then we can cut it up. So gold times 8 and redstone times 8, and we'll get that going as soon as this stuff is done. So the space station ID chips are something we're gonna need later. The planet ID chips, or is it satellite? I don't remember. This is where it gets complicated, and where I'm going to check the guide some more. So it talks about in here, you need to build a rocket. Structure blocks, we have that. Launch pad, we have that. Assembly machine is placed on one side. Yep. Sneak right click on the rocket should give you the option to choose a destination in the guidance computer with a planet ID chip in its inventory, and right clicking it should put you in the seat. So that is the thing. We need to have a planet ID chip. I think there's a couple of things. Unmanned rocket. So I do believe that you can also use you need to make sure you have extra station ID chips and all that kind of stuff. Do we need a planet ID chip? That's for our planet, I think. I don't know. I don't even know if we can launch from here. We should be able to. That should not be a concern. So what else do we need to make? We need to get let's see, I wanted to get the scanner. It was, what is it called? Not the ore scanner. What was it called? It's the atmosphere. What was it called? Advanced. It was one of the modules. It was on the second page. It is, yeah. I need to spell atmosphere correctly. The atmosphere analyzer. So what does this require? Requires a battery. All right, this is almost done. So we'll go ahead and get this taken care of. We'll get the guidance computer, and then we need to build the rocket, which we don't need to do anything over here to build the rocket. So it should be fine. Anyways, there's a lot of like concerns and whatnot that we're gonna have to get all this stuff done. But there's a couple things I might need to check, just because I don't wanna strand myself. I've done that before. It's bad. Let's see. There we go. Guidance computer. So that is important for the rocket. We can get rid of that. Now we need engines and fuel tanks. So we're going to get 2 engines. That's steel and some titanium plates. So we're going to need 6 titanium plates. Let's also grab the chrome out of here, or rather the ruby dust. And we'll get some more chrome. That's the big thing that the quantum quarry is going to help us with, is get as much ruby dust and chrome as we can. Nope, wrong place. Let's see, we need 6 plates. There we go. Because we're going to make 2 engines, and then we're going to make 6 fuel tanks. I think that should be good. So let's get the chrome, and we'll get that taken care of. Now the other thing we needed, the gas charge pad, does require 2 more fuel tanks, some steel, and a lot of steel. That's not awful. Let's see, we can go ahead and turn this into a satellite chip. It gives us a planet ID chip, and I believe if we right click it here, no. There's something we have to do with that. I'm not entirely sure what. I don't remember ugh, it's been a while since I've went to space in Advanced Rocketry. It's a complicated mod, and it unfortunately doesn't like, at least in this version. I don't know if that's fixed in other versions. There's not much resources in game. There's a very good wiki. Like, don't get me wrong, the wiki is incredibly good for this mod, but the in-game information is kind of sparse, at least in the 1.10 version. So we're going to want a machine structure, and we're going to want two of these guys. One, two. We're going to want a lot of these. Let's see, one, two for the gas charge pad. Let's get like, let's get two of these. Let's get plates, steel plates times 20. And then it's just a matter of waiting around for that stuff. We're gonna need one of these guys. It's iron. Make sure that it's iron. We're gonna need an interface. We're gonna need two fans. Alright, so we'll kind of wait around for that. Let's go ahead and go put the rocket assembly machine down and see if this has what we want. So we can put this right here. Invalid launch pad structure. Do we need another launch pad underneath this? We might. Launch pads were pretty easy to make, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see what the guide says about the launch pad, because luckily this is good. Also need a rocket assembly, place on one side. Yep. Square or rectangular launch pad and structure blocks must be placed touching one side. Okay. So that's the issue. This needs to go here. And now that should be valid. I'm going to put this off to the side. Rocket on scan. So now we can start making the rocket, and we're going to go ahead and place the two of those, and we'll get the rest of the stuff in a little bit. So I've made some. You can make whatever kind of rocket you want. It actually turns the blocks into an entity. 1, 2. All right, let's make the gas charge pad real quick. Perfect. And we're gonna want one. We're gonna need more rods. How many are we gonna need? We're gonna need. Let's see. We're gonna need 5 more. That's 20 more. And then we're gonna need plates times. So that's 4, 5. We're gonna need 2 more plates. Alright, so that should be easy enough. 1, 2. Once we have the rest of the stuff, we'll go ahead and get back to it. But for now, we can just go ahead and make the rocket, at least half of the rocket. So we're going to want this guy. We have a full thing of rocket fuel. Is this like fluid input? Yeah, it's going to have like two sets of rocket fuel. So this cannot be taller than the structure block, the structure tower, which is fine. We're going to want a guidance computer, and we're going to put our aluminum blocks like so. Put the seat down. Perfect. So that is what we're going to want. And we could scan it, but there's no real reason to. We're going to want the gas charge pad over here with the oxygen. So this will fill up with oxygen. We can put on our spacesuit. And as you can see in the above our hunger bar, we have no oxygen. But we stand on this, it'll charge up with oxygen. We have pretty good capacity for oxygen. So that is good to know. And we can keep these machines running for as long as we need to. There's no real big concern with that. So Oxygen is full. Now here's my question. If we look at this, only one of those has oxygen, but it's still draining into us. That is... okay, now it's done. Now if we put these... okay, they both have it. So the bar is not completely accurate. Also, we're incredibly slow. We could probably fix that. But let's make the last two... let's make our actual rocket. And then we can make some more upgrades for our stuff. And then I get to figure out how to do the... so we need two more of these. Right? No, we needed 3. Alright, so then I can figure out how to do the thing with the thing. So real quick, let's go ahead and process these guys. Half of them get to go on to here. Let's go ahead and finish building our rocket. And scan it. So this does require power. We're just gonna do it kind of cheesy. We're just gonna run a line over here. I do need to go grab conduits though. And there is a lot of things spawning underneath here. I don't understand that. There's a pretty big cave, it seems. Alright, so this is a lot of work. A lot of effort's going into this. We should need any more titanium. So we need the conduits. We might want more of these. Can we get like 10 more? It'll go ahead and make it. So it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we have the gas tanks. We have the gas charge. Oh yeah, we have pretty much everything we want except for the atmosphere reader, which is not super duper important right now. But it can be. So we might want to go ahead and do that at some point. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Barely enough conduits. Alright, so we are so close to going to space. Let's see. This has power, not enough fuel capacity. So what that means is it's too heavy for what we need it to be. So we can get rid of that. And now scan it. And this is good. So its fuel is adequate enough. We'd probably want more fuel tanks. You know what? Let's go for more fuel tanks. We're not quite ready to do this, so we're going to get 3 more fuel tanks. And that should help. So we're going to need more steel. Like I said, though, steel is not going to be that bad to do too much with. So we're going to need what? 6 plates. And 3 times 4, that's like 12. Well, we need 11, but we need 12. So we'll get this taken care of. Should work the way I think it works. I hope. I don't think we need another engine, but I mean, that is always a possibility. We can always make one. It's not that bad to do that. And yeah, the atmosphere analyzer, we're going to need a user interface. 10 plate advanced circuit. Small battery, basic lens. Do we care about that right now? Not really. Now there is some other things. Let's just do at advanced rocketry. So there is a couple other things that we could get. The bionic leg upgrades requires a motor. I don't want to make that. Padded landing boots. That I think is worthwhile. That dampens fall damage, I do believe. We could make a jetpack if we wanted to. You fill those up with hydrogen, and then you have a jetpack that you can use. It's kind of cool. but do we care too much about that? Not really. I think I want the padded landing boots. So let's block of redstone and piece of gold. We'll need some leather boots, which I might have some lying around that aren't broken. Otherwise, we'll need to go get some leather, which isn't that big of a deal. Alright, well, there's a cow. We need just 4 leather. There's plenty of cows around. I am half considering whether or not I should make an animal farm at some point. At least wool would be really useful, especially for that one thing. Applied Energistics. The covered cables and the dense cables and smart cables and all that kind of stuff requires wool. So it's usually a pretty good idea to have a sheep farm for that. But let's go ahead and put this stuff away. It's 1, 2, 3. I think this will work the way I think it works. We also are going to need a feather, which I know we have. Okay, I swore we had some feathers. Did we use all the feathers? That is a potential. Alright, well, we need to find some chickens. I think there are some chickens over here. Some pigs. Yeah, there's a chicken. Alright. There's no more chicken now. Alright, so let's get this stuff going. Like I said, I like the padded boots. If we can have that. Silicon wafer. Get that stuff going. So the padded boots also requires a control circuit, which is copper, basic, and silicon. Cutting machine. I don't know why that was not working. Whatever. So we need a couple of things. For the control circuit, we're going to need copper, silicon, and redstone. Nothing too difficult there. Let's go ahead and use the quicker machines because it's, well, quicker. And we'll try our hardest to get these before they go through. Perfect. Alright, so we should be able to make everything we need that we want right now. And we have oxygen, so that's fine. So this goes through. This gets cut into advanced circuits. We're going to make another one of the planet chips, just in case. And then we're going to do... what else did we need? That's it. Alright, so this, one of these, and these two. We'll go ahead and put that in there. And this should give us more fuel capacity, I think. Scan. So yes. More fuel capacity, that's good. We want that. And I just wanted to clean this up so I don't fall down the hole. So now what we can do, I think that's everything we need. We can go ahead and build the rocket. Rocket on scan. Alright, so guidance computer. And I think let's get rid of, wait, that isn't the button? Hold up. What's the button get rid of any eye anymore? Settings. Sidebar button. Okay, whatever. I cannot see anything. Let's just type something that is simple. What's something unique? Quick. Leather boots. Alright, select destination. Alright, here we go. So now we can select our destination. There is Luna. We're going to select that. So with the guidance computer, we have a planet chip that's Luna. Now my question is, if we take that out, put that back in, and then select the destination of Earth. Alright, so we have 2 planet chips. We switch these back and forth. And perfect. So that's how the planets work. We're going to need to keep the Earth chip on us. We don't really need to worry about making extras of that because there's next to no way that that will ever like disappear or anything. So we have the padded landing boots. We can put those on there. And we'll probably look into the bionic legs later. That'll make us faster, jump higher, all that kind of stuff. And then the atmosphere analyzer, that will be good as well. Probably not going to worry about the jetpack, although we could have it if we wanted to. So let's put this stuff in there. And just to prove, hopefully this doesn't kill me. Yeah, no fall damage. Alright, so let's get rid of some stuff we don't need. We're going to want our ring of magnetization. Anything else? Torches won't work on the moon. We can put that away. We can put... we'll keep our battery. Why not? And our nutrition module. But most of the things we will not. We're going to want a bucket. And we're going to want another tank. And this guy is going to go with us. So this is very important, because it is going to have our rocket fuel, our extra rocket fuel. So what we're going to do is we're just going to switch these guys around, and we cannot bucket them, so we're going to need some more tanks. Let's look up rocket fuel. So in order to get these tanks of rocket fuel, you can make tanks of oxygen, tanks of all that. But the secret is, it is just pressure tanks. I believe. Does the guide tell us anything about that? To fuel your rocket, you need a bunch of multi-blocks. Normal liquids and can be piped. To fuel your rockets, you can either use a fueling station near the rocket assembly machine or manually right-click the rocket fuel on the rocket. We might be able to use the tank in this form. We will see. So I don't think we need the bucket. We'll see about this. So anything else that we have on us? No. I think we're ready to go to space. Now, there is the concern about the return trip, and that's always the concern. We need to have enough fuel so that we can go back and forth. So how much fuel do we have? It looks like it's good. And can we click on it anymore? So this has 1446. We can. Alright, so hopefully it has enough. And this is why we need to let this guy kind of run for a while. Let's just put that back to none. So we have oxygen, we have everything. You know what? I think we have enough fuel. It doesn't take that much fuel to get to the moon, but it's always good to have more. So we have our spacesuit, we have our Planet ID chip to come back. Oh man, I'm so nervous about this. I really want to let this kind of run. So you know what? Let's take a look real quick. What can we? Do I want to do the? How do I want to do this? You know what? Let's just go for broke. Being reckless is not a good idea when you're going to space, but who cares? We're going to space. So time to go to the moon. Nope, nope. Oh no. Uh-oh. I should not have gotten off. If we can get over there. I was worried, and I panicked. Oh no. Oh man. That's not good. Okay, so can we potentially save this? Nope. It's gone. The rocket is going to the moon, presumably. So here's the thing. There is the chance that it will come back down. If it doesn't have enough fuel to escape the Earth, then it will just come back down. It's only a problem if you cannot escape. Like once you're in space, you don't actually. There is no fuel consumption. That looks really cool, by the way. So there is a good chance that it'll just kind of come back down to land. Otherwise, we need to make all that stuff again. We need to make another the rocket completely and do that again. Now, if that is the case, we just make a ton of rocket fuel, fuel it up, send it back home, and it will drop down. But I don't think that's coming back. So, whoops. I panicked and got off. So yeah, it's only really a concern if you don't have enough fuel to get off the planet you go to. That's what's happened to me. It was awful. And dying will respawn you, but you lose your rocket and anything you had on you. So the question is, what can we do about that? Because I think it went to the moon. The good thing is it should be there waiting for us. That is the idea. So I will tell you guys what. I'm going to go ahead and end the episode off here. I'm going to work on making another rocket. Wasn't that expensive, to be honest. The guidance computer is the worst thing. But we can make another one of those pretty easily. And it'll just be a matter of getting another rocket, getting plenty of rocket fuel. That's what I wanted to look for. Did we have a jetpack? Did I ever make a jetpack? I don't think I did. Nope. Jet. Don't see one. I don't think we made one. And because we just had the glider. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, next time we are going to go to the moon. I'm going to make another rocket and get that all ready. Get plenty of rocket fuel this time. I'm going to make a ton of it. Probably end up taking both of these guys. And then we will head to the moon and hopefully start getting dilithium. After that, we need to make a space station, which is going to be more stuff in space. And it gets more complicated from there, but not a big deal. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, including my mess ups. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!